Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, family. Welcome to the Mental House. I am your host, Khadijah. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to um, open up for any rendition this morning because it is the crack of dawn. And before I get out and do my exercise this morning, I wanted to make this video. So the pipes ain't quite tuned. But I will say, love's in need of love today. Don't delay. Sing it right away. Okay, that's all I can give you. Okay, and the reason I want to make sure that um, I made this video because I don't want to lose anything in translation. The first thing that I like to put out in the universe, because sometimes the universe can be an unforgiving master. And the karma, the energy that you put out, is definitely going to come back some kind of way to you, your family. Um, so, as always, um, I want to make sure that I'm clear and my energy is flowing. So, when I say I apologize to each and every person that I've ever hurt, um, and when I didn't show up as my authentic self, it was because I didn't know any better. Because when people know better, they really do. Most people try to do better when they know better. But it's not an excuse. It's just to say, I know better. All the times that I've had appointments and I didn't keep them, all the times I've kept audiences waiting, all the time that I've done things that I know that, listen, I've been on the planet over a half a century now. So um, this is coming from a space that is so honest. But I can see now some of the reasons for my self sabotage. And that was something I never knew before. So it's never too late to say, uh, I'm sorry. I apologize. And I'm showing up a lot different these days and for whatever I do. And I hope that anybody that I've hurt can find it in their heart to forgive me, because it sure feels good to travel light. And I realize that the people who have thrown dirt on me, who have not been very kind to me, uh, let me let you know, I forgive you. Because just like that rose, a rose needs dirt in order to grow. And if the dirt is not there and not making a bed for the rose, the most beautiful flower, uh, in any flower, if they don't have the dirt, they can't grow. So for all of you who have thrown the dirt on me, I appreciate you as well. Maybe not at that time, but it's all good because it is that allowed me to grow. It is that has put me on a path of finding out what recovery really is all about. It ain't just recovery from drugs, but if you don't do the work on yourself, you will be um, introduced to all other types of uh, bad things for you because you're not addressing the core issue. Okay, and that's why that proverb is so important. Know thyself, not know everybody else around you. Not know thyself. And if you can at least start there, then it should open up some kind of brainwave Because that's what's important, you guys. You got to know who you are. And I'm saying all this to say because I have to address uh, one of the young ladies that I was encountering. And shout out to all the young people who helped out in the 6th district on yesterday and had a chance to stop by Ken's services. And we had a chance to chop it up a little bit. But to hear older people, people that should know better, say things like, well, I ain't gonna never stop beating my child. Cause see, I think that's what's wrong with the kids today. They ain't never got beat. And the way we got beaten, and I'm like, just stop, just stop. While I know that every child is different, um, and sometimes you have to lay hands on um, some of your children, sometimes to get a point across. But that does not mean abusing them at all. Um, I can understand that you may have to swat your baby's hand because he want to keep touching the stove. I'm well aware of that concept. Not only am I a mom, I'm a grandmom. Okay, so I get it, and I get it. But if it was horrible and all we want to talk about is how bad it was when we were beaten as slaves, don't you think that that's the same freaking behavior? All this beating, beating, beating. That shit is crazy, and nobody has to be beat. And nobody should be bragging about the ironing cord whippings and all that kind of stuff like that because those were all the things that was passed on from the plantation. Okay, um, and whether white people were doing it to themselves and doing it to them, that shit didn't come from. We wasn't running around with stenching cord and whips and whipping each other like that. That's a learned behavior that you should definitely let go because you're damaging your children when you think that it's okay to beat the fuck out of them. That is insanity. Let me tell you something. If you have to get that butt, if you have to get it because you have a child that this is just my opinion. I'm not a child psychiatrist or anything. I would prefer that they not get hit at all. Really, I prefer just don't even hit them. Okay, because psychologically, that it depends on what kind of energy your child have. That it might lock into their memory like, and they may take it as you know you're not teaching them anything. You're just hurting them. Okay, because the object, in my opinion, of discipline is to teach. So you can't really teach nobody something if they really mad and you mad and you just beat the fuck out of them. That to me, and I'm using your word, beat the fuck out of them, because that sounds so barbaric. And I just want you to hear it. And I know because I got beatings like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I didn't beat my daughter like that. I think, and if I have to be in all honesty, because hurt people hurt. Um, I think one time I did beat her like that, and it hurt me so bad. It hurt me, and we've discussed it. We've discussed it. And I was under a abs. I'm not even gonna explain the reason because that would be me making a reason or excuse. So the matter is, I abused her. Okay, and she was a teenager. Um, Now that is something that we've since discussed. A lot of times when parents are under a lot of stress, they do things that they probably wouldn't do, or a lot of times when your kid make you so mad, you might do something that you really didn't want to do. But to accept that as normal and to say, you know, you're proud of that and you'll do it again and you'll keep doing it, I don't think that's a good way to express how you feel about your offspring. I just really don't. So I also know that you can't put a middle class analogy on a ghetto condition. Okay, I'm totally aware of that. But that's why you need to have really good communication. And you have to learn how to talk to your children. You can't just have them. Those days are over. Just having kids, I mean, and not even having any kind of concern for whether they know how to communicate, whether they know how to express and process emotions properly, if they are walking in authentic truth, do they hear lies all the time? Do you make them lie? If those are not the things that are being communicated in your family, and you think you can just beat stuff away, that's why you got all these savages out here today. Okay, because hurt people hurt, and I want to make it clear that I believe that. I believe that with all my heart. That part I believe. Okay, and we got a lot of hurt people out here, and that's a common thread: hurt. Whether they're black, whether they're white, whether they're, it don't even matter. They are hurt, and then they are perpetuating that hurt on everybody else. So the only way we're gonna stop it is to know thyself, and is to deal with thyself. Okay. So, um, I just wanted to get that off this morning, and I gotta get out of here now. I thank y'all for being out there. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time in the mental house. Bye bye.